Welcome to Sober Barkeep. I'm Brian Anderson, coming to you from Anderson's Guitar Bar here in lovely League City, Texas. Today we're going to take a look at Spiritless Kentucky 74. Now, you may say, hey, you've already done an episode on this. I have. But the folks at Kentucky 74, Spiritless, got a hold of me recently and said, hey, you realize we tweaked our recipe a little bit? And I said, well, I got to try it again now. You know, and if you've received your Kentucky 74 since May of this year, 2021, then you have the new and improved reformulated version of Kentucky 74. It's different than the first version that came out in 2020. And they're very open about this. They let me know this specifically, and here I am trying it again. Now, why would they do that? Well, to me, that says they're paying attention. That they're paying attention, and they have attention to detail. They had a great product. They had a fantastic product. But they're listening to the comments that are being made, and they're constantly striving to make the best product possible. Now, better can always be the enemy of good. But I think at a company like this, that they're chemists and they're going at it, that's a good sign. That says that the industry is healthy, that they're paying attention, and that they're going off and striving to make the best products humanly possible. So let's take a look. I love this bottle, by the way. They've got a great cork stopper. It's just a really classy bottle that they have with their product, and I've always thought that. So when you pour Kentucky 74, man, you just smell whiskey. I love it. I love the fact that it smells fantastic, and I said that in the very first episode that I did of theirs. I rated this a 4 the first time, just as a reference. God, I love the smell. It just smells like bourbon. I mean, it just does. When you taste this new formulation, the first thing that hits me is it's much drier than the old version. And I love that because although bourbon has a sweetness to us, and this still has a little bit of sweetness to it, the astringent qualities and the dryness of whiskey is something that I've kind of missed in the non-alcoholics. This is moving towards that in a way that I haven't seen any of them move towards it so far. It's got a little bitterness on it, which is good. And it's going to lend itself great to what I'm going to do with it here in a minute. But I got to tell you, this is fantastic. This is outstanding. And I love where they've gone with this because they kept all of the aroma. They've kept the great flavors that they had in there. It's got a little bit of oakiness to it from like a barrel char. A little smokiness to it. But the dryness is there, which I love. It's fantastic. So what I want to do with this, I'm going to do the same thing that I did in the first episode. I want to make an old-fashioned with it. Because when I tasted this, I thought, man, this is going to make an incredible old-fashioned. And it made a great one before. But just the flavor profiles and what they've done with this really had me excited to try this in old-fashioned. So old-fashioned recipe that I use with the non-alcoholics is a regular old-fashioned glass. We're going to do 2 shots of the Kentucky 74. We're going to do a half a shot of simple syrup. And this is a 1-to-1 ratio simple syrup that I make here at the house. And then we're going to do 3 dashes of Angostura bitters. So a classic old-fashioned, if you really want to go old school with it, you'd use a sugar cube with the bitters. And you would dissolve that sugar cube. I kind of like using the simple syrup because it dissolves faster. Although you still got to stir it really good with that simple syrup. So it's about as simple of a drink as you can get. But the old fashioned is a great whiskey cocktail. And let me tell you, that is a fantastic drink. This makes the best old-fashioned I've had in a non-alcoholic so far. Some of the other stuff lend themselves to other things that are fantastic. There's some great whiskey products out here on the market now in the non-A. This is right up here at the top. This is gosh, man. You know what? For the mixing, I got to give this a 5. This is an outstanding product. This is not one I don't think I would sip on the rocks. Although, man, I might. I love the dryness of this thing. I love the bitterness qualities that it has, especially when you have it with the Angostura bitters here. And it's got that whiskey smokiness on the back in your breath. Gosh, I love this. This makes this is not the first one of these I've had playing around with this episode. Thank goodness they're non-alcoholic, because I probably would not have been able to make this episode. Let me tell you, I put a big dent in this just since I got it, and I love it. And this is just you guys, folks at Kentucky 74 is a woman-owned business that's just kicking butt out here on the market. And I got to say, I love you guys. I love what you're doing. It's a company that I wish I'd invested in. I didn't. I haven't. Honestly, I've not invested in any of these companies because I don't want it to appear that I'm playing favorites or anything, or that I have a vested interest in these companies. I just love doing these reviews. I love playing around with this stuff, and it's days like this that make it really, really worthwhile. And from the Sober Barkeep, live well and drink smart.